Right then, fucking Rise of Iron with the Bajona Horn. Let's start at the beginning though, man. I've just come back from a job and I missed the first 25 minutes. So,
cool. Oh, okay. I can tell you what happened.
Fill me in
real quick. Yeah. All right. So, Rise of Iron. We saw the trailer this morning. It got leaked on Snapchat. The Gjallarhorn is going to be earned on a quest. You can pre-order an exclusive black skin. That's that black skin that was getting leaked all over the place.
Yeah.
That's the part you pre-order. Everybody can get a Gjallarhorn if you earn it on the quest.
Cool.
There's going to be new places to go. 3 new places. The Plague Lands, which is going to be a patrol area. Fellwinter's Peak, which is looks like it's going to be a quest, a series of story missions to get it. And then once you get it, once you've cleared the new fallen enemies out of there, it's going to be a social area. And the wall, which looks like where the raid will happen.
Oh my god. I did see some screen grabs of that, but the black Bajala I think we should probably...
Looks amazing, man.
Yeah.
It looks super
It looks
cool.
really good.
We all know.
Does it remind anybody else of like Nazi uniforms or like a little bit?
There's something distinctly Hitler about it, yes.
Right?
And you get to craft that thing, right? From
you get to
fallen armor that you collect in the quest when you build it, which is
really
pretty
cool.
Awesome.
I like the whole. I can't speak. I like the idea that you've got to work for it. You know, you've got to do something. As long as it's not one of them like easy. Oh, I just completed one mission and it fell into my lap at the end of it, and boom. I'd like it to be a fairly meaty quest, something that you've got to sweat over just a little bit because I'm.
It's funny. Yeah. In year 1, it was that weapon that everybody celebrated about when they got, right? It was like this big, the biggest RNG of them all. Yeah. But now you're going to be able to go, do a quest to earn it and then put it together yourself. It sounds more satisfying to me.
Yeah, and you might not, because there was lots of us. Like on Xbox, I was that guy that played their very first game of Iron Banner, did really terrible, and got a Bajala right in my pants. I was that guy on Xbox. Then I moved to PlayStation, was like, right then, G-Horn for me. Nah. I was playing PlayStation Destiny in October. I didn't get a G-Horn until March the following year. So for
that's rough.
Yeah, man. So there's poor folk out there that get starved of something that is like of extreme desire. I'm glad that you can actually play a quest for it this time around, because if it's as fun as it was in year 1, then it's definitely worth sweating for. There's going to be a lot of folk out there that are like, you cheesy bastards, Bungie, for, like packaging it up in like a pre-order thing, the black skin and all that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Well, people were worried. It was a little unclear. The leak was a little unclear. People were thinking that to get it, you actually had to pre-order the game. To get Gjallarhorn at all, you had to pre-order the game. People were already starting to get upset about it. I was streaming this morning. People were in chat kind of a little irritated. But to hear it's just a skin, anybody could get the Gjallarhorn, but if you want the black Nazi version, you need to pre-order the game.
The thing that always amazes me about the getting like salty over things like that is, imagine if you could have only got the G-Horn if you pre-order. That's something to get salty of, not like an exclusive skin or anything like that.
Right,
so.
The skin is fine. Yeah, absolutely. Cosmetics are always fine for that stuff.
What's that, Houndish?
Speaking of salt, next gen only was confirmed, wasn't it?
Finally!
So, yes.
Here, for flip's sake. Jesus Christ. We can't be back in, ZX Spectrums and Atari 800 XLs forever now, can we? I think the Nintendo NES has had its day.
This is surprising to me. This is really surprising, considering the game is out on the 360 and the PS3.
Yep.
The fact that they didn't develop the new expansion for those customers was a little surprising. I'm kind of happy about it, though. I'll be honest. As a next-gen user or a current-gen user.
I mean, my heart goes out to the folk that are skint and they haven't been able to afford a newer gen console. That sucks, really, seriously. If I was a millionaire, you could write to me and I would buy you a console. Unfortunately, I haven't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, so I'll just send you my regards instead. But it's about time that we moved on with that, really, isn't it?
That's it, man. I was surprised it happened now, to be fair, but
it's the timing, right? Everybody expected it to happen in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
That the DLCs would continue to be released for both. But it's got to be a pain in the ass to develop for 4 consoles, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm sure the sales on those consoles are like 11 or 12 years old now. I'm sure the console, the sales on those are weaning off, especially now that PS3 or PS4 and Xbox One are 3 years old.
That's it, man. It could also be the fact that maybe the console can't actually run it stably. That much data. So it could literally be that that's kind of the limitation is already met.
Well,
and it's not so much just we're moving forward, but we can't actually support this platform anymore. So
some of the environments did look pretty good with the snow effects blowing that peak. It looks like the Guardians are actually climbing that peak. I'm really happy to see that's going to be a playable area.
That's awesome.
The
snow
raid
makes
on the wall.
Everybody happy, man. Like when snow came
unless
to Battlefield,
unless you're a Call of Duty multiplayer player guy.
Here's an interesting point, man. Me and Hodge were having a conversation a couple of weeks ago about 60 frames a second and how it would be amazing. Being as it's coming to new gen only, you think that possibly this is going to be something that they might surprise us with, or is that just wishful thinking?
I think that's wishful thinking. I think that's a rewrite of the entire game engine.
Damn,
that's it, man.
I was hoping you'd be like, yeah, man, that could happen.
Absolutely.
I'll just have my...
I would have thought it's more kind of architectural than that, I guess.
Right.
Than to be able to, upgrade the game. We never know, though. I mean...
Maybe
Yeah, I mean,
they
they could surprise us. It could... Yeah. It could happen.
And it's like everyone's on Overwatch at the moment, and they're like, oh, God, 30 FPS. No.
Mm-hmm.
It is quite jarring. I mean, when you've been on Destiny for a long time, you do get back into it. It's not like it's, it's completely unbearable. It's just difficult trying to swap from current generation games or current games in general. You're going on 60 FPS, then you're back to 30 FPS, and it is like, it's a bit of a, a mission on the eyes.
Yeah, that and custom games, another thing that people really want for Destiny. I think both of those things have to wait for Destiny 2.
Yeah, man. And
I think it's just such a structural change to the game code that it has to be a new game.
Well, they have hinted at that the engine is notoriously difficult to work with. Maybe all of that changes for Destiny 2. I really hope so. It'd be nice that it put both feet in the now rather than just one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about these new enemies, man? What's all this about? I saw robotic, flashy, red, spindly-legged kind of, stilts kind of things. What are they called? What's it all about then?
I guess, they're mutant fallen, right? And I think the plague is called Siva. Did they say Siva?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a plague technological in nature, so it looks to me like it may have been released or developed by the War Minds, because there seems to be some hints that the War Minds are involved in this somehow.
Wow,
the old Iron Lords lost their lives trying to contain this, and now the Fallen have dug into the earth, found where it was contained, and are now using it to modify their own bodies to become fallen gods.
Well,
it's pretty scary.
Them War Minds were extremely untrustworthy, dodgy geezers, is the correct term, I think.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. I think that's in the grimoire.
Have we had any info on weaponries and armor and anything like that? Did I miss any of that?
We're seeing a little bit of it. We saw the there's going to be some new Iron Banner looking armor. The Warlock was sporting it during the trailer. Also,
nice.
Yeah, it does look very good. Also, there seems to be some Warmind themed armor as well that the Titan was wearing, and a very new design that the Hunter was wearing. That I don't know how to describe that one, but it's
like slight horns, bit of a white and blue cloaky kind of thing. It looks
yeah.
Like
I like that.
Feline in nature, I want to say.
Slightly feline.
It looks a little bit like the Don't Touch Me's kind of style across the armor.
Agreed, man. I like the look of that. It was I looked at the Warlock one and I was like, sorry. it looked like a little bit weird, I
thought it looked pretty good.
It's like an Iron Shrek kind of thing, like a mini Shrek ears. Oh, bless him.
And the one I didn't like the most was the Titan one. It just looked too boxy and taped onto his body.
Yeah, Titans.
The one I liked the most definitely was the Hunter.
Yeah, man. Titans always get the shitty end of the stick, don't they? You can have something looking really weird and strange for once. I love my Iron Man setup, man. I'm using that with that weird shader. I can't remember it now.
I had to stop using it. Everybody on stream kept asking me if I wanted fries with that. Because it looks like a McDonald's uniform.
Oh, that's it. Dreams shattered, hopes smashed. Associating Iron Man with McDonald's. No.
It's terrible.
So it looks like we're also going to get a lot more backstory of the Iron Banner, of the original Iron Lords, of Lord Saladin, why he runs the Iron Banner the way he does. It looks interesting. They have talked about the wolves that have been in the trailers. There aren't going to be pets for players in the game. Those are just for Lord Saladin.
How would they integrate that, especially for things like in Crucible? It'd be like the dog attack in fucking Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah, man.
Everybody loves Riley.
But PvE, that would have been interesting. Sicking your dogs on, a bunch of thralls and whatnot. I would have enjoyed that. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
It's
just fun to sit back and watch your dog destroy him. Your dire wolf.
Awesome, I've noticed this reoccurring pattern as well with like the taking away weapons and then bringing them back. It's very similar to the way that Warframe do it, and the economy in that game works tremendously well. Whether there is like in-game currency and you can trade and all that kind of things with Warframe, which may or may not. That's a different topic of discussion with Destiny or not. But the fact that they're taking weapons out of circulation and then bringing them back. Some people are really going to get pissed off and salty at that. And then I think it's a good idea, bringing classics back, like having a longbow, even though I still ain't fucking got one yet. You can have gloves. You can have gloves, and maybe if you're lucky, you can have another pair of fucking gloves.
Oh wait, don't forget your boots.
Yeah, well, no, I'm stuck on the gloves at the moment. It's a constant supply of fucking gloves.
Wouldn't you like a class item?
No, I haven't had that yet. I'm sure I'll get stuck on that loop later on, babe. I swear to God. Oh, it's terrible.
So patrol zones don't get a lot of hype, but I am excited for the Plague Lands, the new patrol zone. It looks like it's going to be attached to the current Cosmodrome. Like you'll be able to walk back and forth, and there's a new landing zone. There's going to be new public events, new patrols, like new stuff to do just out on patrol, which that's great. I like patrols. Yeah, it's something that, we don't get fresh content in patrols a whole lot. No. So to see a new patrol area, and with the Dreadnought, I don't know, something was different about it. The fact that you had to walk around made it feel more like a chore than when you could just zip around on your Sparrow.
Yeah.
But that's pretty exciting.
It was like being in Hellmouth again, really, wasn't it? It's kind of a contained space. That's what I'm looking forward to with these new areas, because they're kind of open outdoors areas like the Fellwinter's Peak. It will be kind of refreshing, more interesting to be in those spaces,
I've always found Earth to be more relatable than the other places too. It was the first place I'd explored, but it's still one of my favorites to go to because it feels like this futuristic world. It feels like a possible future for Earth. And it's just interesting to see an artist's take on that and to be able to explore that in a three-dimensional space. Yeah. So them going back to Earth is exciting to me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. The Fellwinter's Peak, that looks pretty awesome. And you've got the Iron Temple on top, which looks pretty cool as well. And they kind of hinted as well that may then be sort of in a PvP endgame element as well. Later
That's
on.
cool.
It looked like they were going to kind of say something, and then the kind of twitchy eyes started, like you're telling them too much.
Nope.
They're not showing you too much of the cookie on that respect. I saw that.
Yeah, that's it. They didn't talk any Crucible at all.
Well,
no.
It's a tough subject at the moment, isn't it? With all the recent gubbins that have been brought into light about matchmaking and whatnot, and the fact that it's still an issue after all this time. So it's
yeah.
We're flying.
Is there anything they could announce for Crucible that would make players happy in lieu of custom matchmaking or custom games?
Well, the introduction of custom games, full stop. Like totally being able to take charge of who you're playing against in a competitive way. And have you watched?
If they can't do that though, if they could not make that happen, is there anything they could do that would make players happy?
I don't know. I mean, I find it really difficult to believe that it's not possible or too difficult. I think my suspicions are a bit more fishy. Like, for example, there might be some kind of exploit by having custom games. There might be some exploit with gear or rewards or something like that. But it's just custom games shouldn't have any end of game items or anything like that. You might.
It would have to be extracted completely out of the game, right? So, it would have to. It would almost have to be another menu that you go into when you boot up Destiny, you can either go play Destiny or play custom matchmaking.
Yeah,
because it would have
Crucible
to be two separate things.
Yeah, play Crucible, play custom matchmaking. But it just seems like such a like an easy thing to add, from a non-developer's perspective. And if you watch any streamer, I mean, there's not that many of them left now that are still streaming like competitive Crucible. But when you actually watch them stream Sweaties and they're trying to get games with each other, if I was a dev, I'd be really embarrassed at that, the way that they were having to kind of, like hook up, like 1, 2, 3, searching, evaluating, no, back out. If I would be like, fucking hell, guys, man, allow these guys to fight each other. Because when you tune into those streams and you see these amazing players play, you're like, what the fuck? This is, they're so fast and so agile and so good at the game. It's like, that sells the game. If I was a dev, I'd be like, give these guys some way of, getting some matches together without having to do this song and fanny and dance around the place,
And Lord knows I don't want them in regular Crucible fucking me up.
Well, the chances are, when they're that much better than you, you're never going to see them anyway. Because if you're playing in regular Crucible, you're only going to get people, on the same level as you that are from, Jupiter, that have pings of 10 billion plus, So I would really like to see some changes. Just the complete abolishment of win-lose ratio preservation. I think get rid of that and let's sample skill-based matchmaking on its own, and let's see what it's actually like. Without because real true skill-based matchmaking is when you're matched with players of an equal skill to you, as well as being matched to an opposing team with equal skill to you, and that's just not happening at the moment for high skill players. You play on your own, you're getting matched with two folks that never play, and then you're getting matched up against a team that are all equally competent. That pattern just repeats too much. So and that's the win-lose ratio, stepping in and going, messing everything up. So get rid of win-lose ratio and have just pure skill-based matchmaking the way that it is, or however way Bungie want to dress it. Leave that on its own, and I guarantee people will be having a far more positive experience.
Hopefully we'll hear more about the Crucible in whatever they do next. I'd like to see, they talk about a new game mode. There's going to be a new game mode. They talk about, there are going to be changes to the Crucible. I can't wait to hear about them, because the Crucible is half of this game, in my opinion. Sometimes in slow areas like now, it's like 75 or 90% of the game.
Totally.
Because there's just, you get bored of running the same PvE events. So the Crucible is really where you turn to if you want to continue to play.
That's it, man. It's a difficult thing for them, I think. If they are kind of trying to use skill-based matchmaking the way they are, then it's not necessarily the right way to think about it. But as well, they've been collecting a lot of data over the past few months. And when we had the Taken King, we had a lot of Crucible changes and balancing and things like that. So hopefully we'll see kind of that scale of focus on Crucible as well as the new mode and stuff.
Yeah. But this event was really about PvE, and there is more PvE stuff to talk about, like that giant fucking flaming axe that we saw.
Oh, that's awesome.
If that made an appearance in the Crucible, I'd actually be pretty happy, but...
it could be a thing, couldn't it?
You'd be happy if you were holding on to the end of it.
Right. Okay, so it's all about perspective, and I want my perspective to be behind the axe.
Yes.
That's it. Maybe they do a mode where you have to, collect it. It's kind of like a spark, and everyone fights for it, and whoever gets it is going to be able to go on a spree for a little time.
I love that.
It's a relic, isn't it? It's not going to be a collectible weapon in the game, like a lot of people thought.
It's going to be the same as the Scourge Cannons, isn't it? And is it going to appear only in the raid, or is it going to be
so we don't know, because he compared it to the Scorch Cannon and the Vex Shield from the raid of Vault of Glass. So since he didn't specify, well, you're going to get it in patrol, or you're going to get it in just a specific mission, or you're going to get it in just the raid for a minute. Who knows? But all I know is I definitely want to hold on to that thing and start bashing some heads in, or cleaving them in two.
That could maybe be part of the new public event system as well, because we saw some footage of them actually using it out in what looked like kind of patrol or something, didn't it? So maybe that
the Scorch Cannon was out in patrol for a while.
Yeah.
So was the Crota's Sword. Remember Crota's Sword made an appearance in patrol for a while?
Yeah, with the Knights. Yeah, that was cool.
How's about the raid then?
Oh man, there's so much we don't know about this raid, but what we've seen in the trailer looks so exciting. We saw the Death Zamboni. They called it the Death Zamboni on stream. Yeah. And that's my name for it forever. Because this thing was just like this huge mechanized, like, clopped together.
Yeah.
Who knows what that thing was? And it looked like awesome, the 6 Guardians came up to it and started running away from it.
Yeah, man.
So who knows what the mechanics are going to be? We've seen the 6 Guardians on top of a wall making this huge jump off of the wall, like down to some pit unknown.
That's it.
I'm really hoping for some new mechanics here. I'm really hoping for. It's time for us to retreat. I think I'd like to see us like on the defensive in a raid as opposed to always attacking in a raid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man.
Run away, run away. It did look like a little mini village, like a village just sliding towards them, like a tank village thing.
It's got like a scraper on the bottom, hasn't it? Like a snow sweeper type thing. It's almost like it's like plowing things out of the way. That looks pretty awesome. Maybe to move infected things.
Prepare to have your buns ploughed by a death Zamboni. I'm prepared for that.
Oh dear.
And we got a release date though as well. What was that?
Yeah. September 20th, right?
Yeah, man.
Which was the date predicted by Reza Lazur on Reddit after the release of the April update. If you guys remember the guy who finished Prison Elders found a ghost that had Reza Lazur, made a Reddit username called Reza Lazur, and then posted the location of said ghost on Reddit in 16 minutes.
Spooky stuff, man.
Right? So that was the date that was kind of predicted by that guy, and it rings true. And it's only $30.
Yeah, $30.
That was a surprise. That really did take me by surprise that it was $10 cheaper than the last one. So
yeah.
But do you reckon that suggests in any way, shape or form that we're going to expect something smaller than Taken King? Because Taken King was huge as an expansion.
My guess is they felt pushback on the pricing of the Taken King. They've been making a little bit of money off of the Eververse. Maybe they can afford to price it a little bit lower because they know they will be making money in the future off of microtransactions.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that there's going to be some kind of legendary edition that has some kind of pack, and somebody suggested a statue of Lord Saladin holding the axe or something like that. I love my previous pack-ins, the little plastic ghost I have from the first game, and the strange coin and the Treasure Island book with Cade's notes in it. Like, I think those things are really cool, so I'm hoping there is some kind of legendary edition.
Do you put them on display, though, or do they just end up on a shelf gathering dust?
The ghost is sitting on top of my Wi-Fi router, staring at me.
Right then. So that's like a mascot. So that's definitely.
Yeah, the strange coin is inside the Treasure Island book, and the Treasure Island book is on the bookshelf.
Nice, man. That's how to do it.
Sweet. What else we got then? I think is that the summary of the whole thing. It was a bit short, wasn't it? The stream.
It was. Yeah. Some of the steam might have been taken out by all the leaks. I mean, just everything got leaked. It seems like.
I was very surprised that the picture that was leaked saying this is the new expansion. I thought, well, it's not going to be exactly that. Yes, it was. It was precisely the same picture. It was almost like it's a purposeful leak to say we're doing stuff. We are actually making the game. We're not like just sitting here twiddling our thumbs. So
that's it, man.
Well, it's more Destiny content. I'm always going to stick my thumbs up at that. I'm going to be on tenterhooks now. Are we having any more streams in the future?
They haven't announced any, but I'm sure they're going to be. They did say they'd be talking more about it during the summer, and they will be at E3, not in an official sense, it seems like, but they will be talking to press outlets at E3, so we'll probably hear more news as the summer goes on.
Lovely jubbly.
Awesome.
I'm just laughing because I can hear this really weird noise, Briar, when you're talking. It sounds like cartoon lips smacking off the microphone, man.
Oh, no. I hope it's not getting recorded.
I hope not. Not. It's like them punch bags in boxing. It's like kind of like that, but it sounds more like a pair of lips like smacking against the mic.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, I don't know what... I mean, it could be me. I haven't updated any of my shit. This is like I've turned my computer on to edit photos and stuff, but this is the first time I've turned it on and to do any kind of recording, man. So it might be me, man. It might be me that has it on my audio instead, but I guess we'll find out.
Cool.
Well then, boys, I think let's keep this there's a triage of love and stubble and beards and men and all things beefy. And when we next
Sounds
get
wonderful.
a reveal, we can the three witches of the coven can join forces once again and chat and bubble and trouble.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, man. But
sounds good, man.
Thanks very much for watching, then, guys. I apologise for my absence. I'm just paying bills. You've got Briar and Houndish still on the case, working their absolute asses off, producing content that you have got to go and watch just right now. If you're not subscribed to them, go and subscribe now. Otherwise, I'm coming around your house and I'm tickling your bags. And take that as read. But yeah, that's everything from me, and I'll wish you all a good evening and weekend. And that'll be it from these boys here as well.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
Tatty bye.